For you, what is self?
The self-identity is your perception of who you are.
For me, the soul, awareness of stock knowledge.
The sense of who you are deep down, the one's own person as distinct from all others.
My definition of self is my ability to discover and fulfill my purpose in this world.
Are what we perceive, defining self as a state of consciousness.
Self for me is the classification of who we are and how we show it off to others.
My definition of self is basic character or nature, especially when it comes to understanding who you truly are.
There are a lot of definitions when it comes to self, and today let's further explore self through philosophy. Philosophy is the study of broad and fundamental issues such as those pertaining to existence, reasons, knowledge, values, the mind, and the language. These are questions frequently framed as issues that need to be investigated or solved.
Philo comes from a Greek word which means love, and Sophy means wisdom. Therefore, philosophy is the love of wisdom, which makes philosophers those who love wisdom. And one great philosopher is Plato.
Who is Plato? Plato is one of the world's best known and most widely read and studied philosophers. He was the student of Socrates and the teacher of Aristotle. He wrote in the middle of the 4th century BCE in ancient Greece. He is the founder of the Academy, best known as the author of philosophical works of unparalleled influence. Plato's philosophical views about the self.
According to Plato, the self is the knower. As a result, knowledge and self are inseparably linked into Plato's philosophy. This is due to Plato's reflection on the nature of the rational soul as the highest kind of cognition, which forms the basis of how one's concept of oneself is practically viewed.
For Plato, the human person is composed of body and soul. In the other words, the human person is a dichotomy of body and soul. The body is material and destructible part of human person, while the soul is the immaterial and indestructible part.
Plato argues that the soul is really an entity distinct from the body. Indeed, for Plato, the soul is the self. Plato believes that the body and the soul can be separated, that the soul is just residing the body temporarily.
Plato's concept of the self. We have the idea that when the human person dies, the soul departs from the body, leaving the latter to decompose. And because the soul is immaterial and indestructible, it cannot die. It is eternal.
How has it impacted you?
Plato philosophical views the ideal of the perfect reality of existence.
The soul impacted my material body to act according to my obtained knowledge.
Plato's philosophical view impacted me to understand my own desires and behaviors.
My life has been influenced by Plato's philosophical views in the sense that I now believe that life is precious and should be lived to the fullest.
Plato's philosophical views impacted me in a way of changing my behavior. It implicit me to believe that we are what we act.
My behavior changed as a result of Plato's philosophical views, which are best understood as a process of soul cleansing and self-knowledge.
As I further examine Plato's philosophical notion of self, I discover that we truly are knowers who will evaluate our lives to discover our true identity and purpose.